Welcome back, you chuds. This is part 2 of the PvP guide. This video is for those who want to learn how to play the Shadowhunter, as well as for those who want to learn how to counter the Shadowhunter. If you didn't already, go check out part 1. That's where I go over gear, cooldowns, macros, and talents. In the first couple clips, you're going to see me pausing so I can show you the setup and burst rotation, show some of the animations and what it looks like when we're bursting. So if you come up against us, you know when to press your defensives. Let's get right into it. This is a very common scenario. Come out the gates, it's a stealthy. I'm gonna drop 3 totems, the Sentry Ward, Cleansing Idol, and Graven Effigy. To be honest, the Sentry Ward feels like it doesn't really do much, but I just drop it anyway. I don't know it yet, but this is a Ranger that I'm up against. All Witch Doctors have this Shadow Flare AoE ability. Sometimes I'll just throw it around to try and take them out of stealth, and then I'll just quickly drink. So it looks like here, I got him with one of my Shadow Flares. I'm gonna pause here and explain my burst rotation. To keep it simple, you silence, polymorph, then you subscribe to my channel and blow your head schmoove off. Okay, no, actually we'll run that back. To keep it simple, you silence, polymorph, press all your offensive cooldowns, which I put into one giant macro. Then you can use Shadow Glaive. Just be careful, it's like a 3-second cast, so if they trinket and try to counter you with a stun, you might be in trouble. So you could just go straight into your 2-button spam. This clip is without the optional Spirit Glaive and Silence. As you can see, I polymorph, pop my big cooldowns. This is what it looks like. You'll see a shadow form and a whole lot of totems come out with some flame under the feet. Obviously, if you're against a Shadowhunter, this is when you'd press your defensives. And as you can see now, I just spam my 2 buttons. You can obviously see the massive damage coming out. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up the clip because he goes stealth, comes back out, and I just finish him. I'll go ahead and show you this Rune Master clip. This is a clear example of when everything just goes well and my burst just comes out perfect. He opens on me. I don't do any defensives. I just trinket on this. Get moving. My slow totems are there, so I polymorph them, drop everything right here, and just dump. You see how well when he's just slowed and I'm able to get a little bit of distance, all I need is a split second. Here's a bit longer of a clip. This was a Tinker. They're normally pretty challenging for most classes, but we just utilize the long play and the mana drain. So right here, I invite him to come out in the open. I drop 1 totem, sort of like a grounding. And we try to just open on him. I see he's doing a lot of damage. I didn't want to pop my cooldowns just yet. I'm sort of feeling it out. Here's where we trinket and use my sprint. I'm hoping he had pressed some buttons there so I get to play a little bit. We're just really trying to push his pet and push him for some life drain. Whenever I reference life steal or life drain or mana back, here's where we're getting it from. The 2 abilities on the left, that's our 2-button rotation that I talked about before. Whenever you're spamming these, Malefic Arrow, you're getting healed for 40% of the damage done, as well as Reclamation, you're building spirit stacks. It says 7 health and mana every 2, but it is more than that. Also, don't forget the talent point, Devotion of Somni, where you subscribe to my channel, you lazy chud. But seriously, the talent point is pretty good. 10% of the direct damage you deal now heals you. Okay, back to the clip. Keeping my totems down as I kite. I'm just feeling this out, throwing a heal. I'm noticing this is going pretty south. This is when I say, okay, I think I really should try to mana drain and play the long game. I still hold my CD here. That's the polymorph. This one I use a bit more defensive. Still holding all my cooldowns. I'm just trying to recover at this point. Again, I can use, like the Necromancer pets, I can use his turrets to gain my spirit stacks and use my lifesteal. Here I'll speed the footage up. This is where I just get a quick drink and I realize I still have full cooldowns. Now should be the time to burst them. Obviously, like any version of WoW in the arenas, if you are a ranged kite class, you always try to play the pillar for obvious line of sight reasons. Here's where we drop our first mana drain. And even though he bursts the crap out of me right here, I just press my reset and I know that since I got my mana drain off, this should be a positive trade. I'm going to come back nearly full health. He has half mana. I'm going to try and lifesteal, keep my LOS going. I still have all my big cooldowns. I think I'm ready to finish this. Poke his pet until he's ready to come out and play. Again, as a Shadowhunter, never be afraid to play the long game. Even if he summons that pet back, it was a positive trade because I got full mana and full health back and he's at half mana. We get another mana drain up. This is where we dropped our full cooldowns because I notice he's at half mana. I have the advantage, dropping all my defensives. He has no mana, no health. Next, we'll look at this Necromancer clip. First thing I do is put a slow up. As you can see, that green face icon, that is my bread and butter slow. This is what helps me kite. At the time of this recording, I didn't know much about Necromancers. All I know is they do have a mana pool and draining them is probably good. And also they do a lot of pet damage. So I'm going to kite him out. So let's take a look. Blanket Silence. He walks in. I poly, drop my big cooldowns and load up my Spirit Glaive. But he trinkets and fears me. So I end up running away like a pussy in my little slither form, and I try to reset. This is a good example of when I try to go toe-to-toe with a class, and things go south, they CC me. So instead of trying to stick out my big cooldowns, it's okay to waste your big cooldowns and just play for the long game. Like I said before, we thrive in the long game. So as you can see, like we did with the Tinker, we're just building our spirit stacks, utilizing our lifesteal, and you can see my health. It's slowly going up as we're eliminating some of his pets and just kind of kiting him out. As you can see, he comes out in the open, we drop a slow, then we play our LOS. Since he's out in the open, we're going to go toe-to-toe. I'm going to use a second small go here and see what we can do. I have the pillar advantage. He notices that and he does hop down. And we're going to get a little bit of lifesteal going off of his Colossus while he sits LOS. I don't mind playing it slow. We're just going to get as much lifesteal and mana back as we can. At this point, though, I do realize he does have better bursts than me. So I'm going to try for the mana drain strat. We're going to get a quick little bandage. We're going to slow totem at the pillar here. And we're going to try and run him in a circle and get a mana drain off. There's the mana drain. So at this point, we're going to play the long game, try to hit him, try to hit his Colossus, and just get as much lifesteal going as we can. We're going to hit the slither form. Come around here. I'm going to pop my potion, as well as throw in myself a little bit of healing. I don't see his mana pool, but I know Necromancers do have mana. So hopefully with a little mana drain, we can definitely outlive him. There goes another mana drain. I'm not going to lie. A lot of these classes, I don't know what they do. But I know if they do have a mana bar, that sometimes playing the long game and just living and dying by my lifesteal always works well. At this point, he stopped playing. He said, finish me. So I just dropped all my cooldowns. He said, mana bro, 0 mana. So it looks like the mana drain worked. When in doubt on a Shadowhunter, just mana drain and hope for the best. I have a 75% slow ability, so work that in with the mana drain and normally you'll be pretty good. Krunta's a pretty cool guy. We actually ended up doing some twos together after he gave me my flowers. If you guys want to see some of the twos footage, let me know. Here's another example. This one is against a Witch Hunter. I'm going to go ahead and take the grave. I'm just dropping my totems, letting him make the first move. This clip is nice because it shows that you can play sort of for the long game, but not necessarily 15-minute games, right? I'm just going to kite him out, kind of inviting him to come out into the open where I can dump everything. As the Witch Hunter, we have insane burst, so we can kind of go toe-to-toe with a lot of classes and just out DPS them. We just need them right where we want them. We need them out in the open, no LOS. So here we're going to drop a mana burn. I'm prepping to play the long game, but I know if he comes right out in the open, I'll be able to dump everything on him. I'm sort of baiting him. I know I have a little bit low health. I'm getting a little lower than I wanted, even though we have lifesteal. So I drop 1 defensive, and then I prep my sprint. This is where we come right out in the open, drop everything, and go toe-to-toe. Here is my big end of video disclaimer. This is all theory crafted. I don't claim to be the best Shadowhunter, but this is kind of what works for me. Having a lot of fun doing it. Hit me up in game if you guys want to run some twos. I also got the healer spec rocking. Like, comment, subscribe, yada yada. Helps the channel.